Hey guys, Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware Grilling Expert. We're hanging out here today in the Ace Barbecue Pit Studio. Super excited because guess what? A while back, I won, that's right, a steak competition. So today, we're gonna show you all of those award-winning steak skills in this video, and we are very excited. We're gonna be cooking on my favorite, the Weber Indigo, hot, fast, and delicious. So let's get in here. I'm gonna show you how to pick the steaks first. We've got a bunch of steps to follow, but I'll tell you what, we are very excited. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit those post notifications so you'll be notified when more amazing tips go live. Let's get cooking. All right, ingredient flyover. Let's talk through a little bit about what we're using today to get this done. We're gonna use the Weber Connect to track temperature today because temperature is gonna be very important. We're actually going to go indirect while we drive that temperature up. But if you don't have a Weber Connect, don't sweat it because a good digital thermometer will work fantastic. Now, from a seasoning standpoint, we're gonna use a little combination of our Chef's Rub-A-Dub, a little bit of our Island Boys coffee rub, and then a little bit of that canola oil to act as a binder. We've got our steaks all selected. We are ready to go. We have a little bit of trim work to do, but not a lot. Then, you guys, here is the secret when it comes to finishing it off. A very little bit of truffle oil, maybe 1 to 2 drops, just to bring out that wow flavor in the meat. And then a little bit of salted butter because we want to get a little bit of finish to it that's creamy, buttery, rich. And then if we need to, we'll finish it up with a little bit of that Rub-A-Dub. But that's it right there. Super simple, way easy. And I'll tell you what, we're going to deliver some epic steaks today. The single most important thing when it comes to selecting your steak is making sure we've got a big spinalis or ribeye cap. So when I look at these 3 steaks here, I have a huge ribeye cap here, a nice big ribeye cap there, and a nice ribeye cap here. Second thing I look for, kernel, right? I don't want a huge ribbon of fat in here because that's what makes that steak curl when it gets nice and hot. So this is good because it's kind of spotty. This is nice too because it's pretty centralized, and that is nice too. So again, I want to make sure I've got a beautiful spinalis, the ribeye cap, because tell you what, that to me is the absolute best part of the steak. I'm looking for steaks that are about 14 to 16 ounces as well. That is going to make sure I have a perfect steak. Third, marbling. Guess what? I went with prime today. I love that marbling because that marbling is fat. Fat adds flavor, fat adds moisture. So prime steaks, definitely something I'm looking for. So that is our steak selection. Super, super easy, right? A big spinalis or ribeye cap, smaller kernels, size, making sure they're big, fat, 14, 16 ounces, and then what grade you're choosing. Like I said today, we are all prime. Okay, we have our 3 steaks here. Now I'm gonna pick one because I really want the best steak to represent what we're doing. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the ribeye cap, this spinalis muscle, and I'll tell you what, I think this guy is our steak. So we'll go ahead and take that one off. Now what we're gonna do is look at a little bit of trimming. So I'm gonna push this steak together a little bit, right? Because I wanna get it all nice and set. However, here's what I'm looking at. Look at this. See that little piece right there? We're gonna do a little bit of trimming and get rid of that to kind of make this steak a better experience. Now, I'm gonna look at the bottom because I wanna get this off too. I'll tell you what, when you're winning awards on steaks, you definitely wanna get that cut off. So we went ahead and trimmed that whole bottom side. Not a lot, but I just wanted to get a little bit off. Now, I'm looking right here, right? I've got a little bit of something that needs to get trimmed here because what I'm trying to do is make sure I get any gristle or any chewiness off the outside of this because I want it to be absolutely perfect. So I'm going around the side here, just trimming off anything that I think is gonna be chewy. Fat, I'm gonna go ahead and leave some of that fat because I need a little bit of that fat to add flavor. But if it's falling off, we'll take it off, all right? But look at that. I'm gonna leave the rest of that there, get us all set and ready to go. One of the important things to remember too is this steak has been out of the package now for about 15 minutes. We want this muscle to soften up, to loosen a little bit and get ready for what we're gonna do next. So now, here's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and put it on our pan. I'm gonna do a light coat of that canola oil. Nothing crazy, right? But just a light coating on here so that we have this all set. Now, look at this, guys. I'm also gonna make sure I get all the edges. I wanna get all the sides and everything set and ready to go for that seasoning. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and take my gloves off here. We'll switch gloves quick, and then we'll show you how we get this all seasoned. So we're all rested, we're all warmed up, we're all softened, we've got it oiled. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of that rub-a-dub on here. And I say about a teaspoon because we don't wanna go too crazy, but yet we definitely wanna get some flavor on here. And then look at that, make sure you get all those tops, bottoms, sides, edges, everything, right? Because we want that first bite to be totally umami. So we'll let this sit for just a second. Now, you can see it's already starting to absorb in and it gets a little bit darker in color. Then we're gonna come through now, do a little bit of our coffee rub, which really packs a punch. So we'll go ahead and get all these seasoned and ready to go, and then we'll meet you out at the grill. It's time to get the grill preheated. We're gonna let these sit for about 15 minutes. That gives a chance for that grill to warm up. All right, we've got the grill all cleaned, ready to go. And I'll tell you, we added our GrillGrates in there because that's gonna be secret weapon today. These are gonna get crazy hot, give us absolute beautiful precision diamond marks. Then, look at that, we're going Weber Connect today. So we'll get that all set. And don't worry, if you don't have a Weber Connect, thermometer works great. Then look at this up here. We're gonna go up here, we're going indirect. So we're gonna start the heat on this side, we're gonna put the steak on this side, warm it up nice and slow. So let's go ahead and get this fired up. I'm gonna turn on one burner. Now I'm gonna preheat this grill, get it up to 250 degrees. We'll come back when it's time to load the steak. All right, we are preheated to 250 degrees. Now, I'm gonna use my Weber Connect probe. We're gonna go right in the middle here, into the middle here. We're gonna leave it on that top shelf because now we're gonna heat it up slowly, indirect, until it reaches an internal temperature of 105 degrees. Then we'll be ready to sear it off and we'll show you all of that. So let's close the grill, looking ain't cooking. We'll get this all set and up to 105 degrees internal temp. Okay, so here we are, right at 105 degrees. I'll tell you what, took us 35 minutes to get here. So now we're gonna take this off, but we're gonna leave that Weber Connect probe in there because that will be important when it comes time to the final doneness. So we'll take this off. We're gonna adjust the grill up now, turn everything on, get it hot and ready. We'll come right back. All right, we are preheated now to 650 degrees. So here's what I'm gonna do. Put that steak on. I'm gonna push it down just a little bit so I can get the start of those grill marks, and then we're gonna shut it. Now, we're gonna let it cook for 3 minutes. We're gonna flip it. We'll come right back and get that done. All right, so now we're gonna carefully lift this up. I'm gonna rotate it 180. We're gonna push it down again to get those sear marks. We're gonna let it go now for about another minute to 2, and then we're gonna come back and flip it, do the same thing on the other side. All right, time to flip this and see, look at those beautiful grill marks. All right, we're gonna repeat the same process on this side now. We'll let it go for 3 minutes, and then we'll rotate it again for the final 3 minutes. We're gonna pull this off at 125 degrees, and then get in the kitchen, let it rest. All right, we'll take that probe out. We are right at 125 degrees, set and ready to go. We'll go ahead and take this off now. We're going right onto the pan. We're gonna go in the kitchen and let this rest. Okay, while we're resting, super important, we're gonna give it about 3 to 5 minutes max to rest, but here comes the finish. I just do a couple light drops of that truffle oil, but then I'm gonna put a little butter on top and start to move that butter around. Now, what's gonna happen? I'm giving this an absolute flavor burst that is going to send my guests over the absolute edge. So I'll let that butter melt. I'll let that butter melt. Then I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Tiny, tiny, tiny little pinch of seasoning to finish it. All right, we'll let it rest for about another 3 minutes. And then you guys, we're cutting into this beast. Steak changed my life. It's no lie. I'll tell you what, all the tips, tricks, advice, everything we gave you today are going to lead you to some award-winning steaks at your next cookout. I'll tell you, the Weber Genesis did an amazing job, right? We went indirect in the beginning, then seared it hot and fast at the end, creating those beautiful grill marks, getting that amazing crust and more. We finished it with a little bit of truffle oil, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of rub-a-dub to really give it that wow. And then the beauty of it, everything in that steak is 100% medium doneness. We let it rest. We did all of that amazing work. Now, a couple things for you to do. I'm drooling because I am so excited to quality control. But a couple things for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our Ace Hardware YouTube channel. Click on those post notifications so you're notified when all of our videos go live. And then, like we always say, head down to that comment section and let us know what you would like to learn, what you would like to see, and definitely how we can be more helpful, because our goal is to make you rock stars in the backyard. And then coming up, tell you, if you thought steak was amazing, we've got some other great Weber videos coming up at the end of today's video to just keep you full of grilling happiness. That's what it's all about. So I'm Chef Jason, your Ace Hardware grilling expert. I mean, I already quality controlled this one piece, but I'm going to cut back here, you guys, because I want you to see this absolutely yet again. Look at that. The ribeye cap, the money muscle, the moment you've all been waiting for. Cheers.